Me before NXT TakeOver. After NXT TakeOver. Alright, so we gotta talk NXT TakeOver. Whoa! What the fuck was NXT TakeOver Dallas? Blew my mind, blew every expectation out of the water that I had for the pay-per-view. Now, last year we said the same thing. I was live in San Jose for NXT, and that show blew my mind. It was like, okay, there's no way WrestleMania is going to be better. And the whole Seth Rollins thing happened, and the card was awesome. But you cannot. I don't think you can top. And if you do, WWE is fucking awesome. If you top Nakamura versus Zayn, the strong stuff. Nakamura had more charisma in his entrance than most WWE superstars on the roster have. You can be that indie darling, that little 180-pound guy that doesn't look like he beat the shit out of anybody outside of the world of WWE. But if you have the charisma, when Shinsuke Nakamura started fighting with Sami Zayn yesterday, and then just like put his head on his belly, dangled his arms, backed up with a big smart, like that's charisma. You can't teach that. You need that. I don't care if you're the best, who was it, Cornette or whoever said it, like, that flippy shit. If you're going to do the flippy shit, have charisma to do it. Like, don't rely so much on your ability. The part of Nakamura that came out was like, holy shit, was his facial, the stuff with Nakamura that blew my mind was the facial expressions, the strong style, the strikes, the just keep beating the shit out of somebody. There was so much awesomeness in that match. His smirks, his body reactions. He didn't even have to speak a word. And, I mean, for all the NXT talents who constantly think people are being held down or superstars on the main roster aren't doing this, and then you're doing the same old thing, man, just be Nakamura. Because if you're looking for somebody in WWE right now, you have guys like The Rock, Stone Cold, they just had it, that charisma that drew you to them. Nakamura is that guy of our generation. And I'll be flat out honest. After last night, if John Cena came back, John Cena versus Nakamura would be fucking awesome. Okay, first of all, any match versus Nakamura would be fucking awesome. But seeing Cena get strong styled, now you need Nakamura to win, not Cena, but it would be, So anyway, what I'm trying to get into was the pay-per-view last night was pretty awesome. The tag team match just started off where American Alpha won the tag team titles from the Revival. Both tag teams are fucking awesome. The Revival is one of the best tag teams WWE has. Whether you like Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder or not, I like them a little bit better as the mechanics, but the way they work, the heel stuff they were doing, that match was phenomenal and they were excellent. American Alpha was just a little bit more excellent, and they just blew my mind. I saw Chad Gable when I was really young. I actually saw Chad Gable wrestle on the independent scene as Chaz Betts for Heavy on Wrestling once. And I remember when I saw him, I was like, this kid's going to be a star. And 3 years later, he's in NXT taking over the world, and he's a tag team champion. And Jason Jordan and him deserve all the credit in the world. Jason Jordan took something from being at the NXT Center, the NXT Performance Center, really doing nothing, to now he's a tag team champion, and he's got an awesome gimmick, and he's possibly going to take over the world in NXT, take over the tag team division in the world. You know, I think they're going to like kind of take over some stuff and just do big things. The next match we had, you had Austin Aries versus Baron Corbin. Some people were complaining about the booking. And I'm like, why? The booking was phenomenal. Not everybody that can come in, like Shinsuke Nakamura, who is debuting as well. Nakamura had the type of match. It was a knockdown, drag him out, beat him out, 5-star match. You had Austin Aries, who debuted, who took a shitload of a beating. And Baron Corbin had one of the best heel performances I've ever seen him have in my life. He was firing up the crowd. He was pissing them off. He was being verbal. He was like berating the crowd. That's what a heel does. People are like, oh, Baron Corbin lost. He's just a jobber. No, he's not. Austin Aries came in, a very hyped guy. Baron Corbin got the better of him for 80% of the match. And then Austin Aries won. There's nothing wrong with that booking. The slow style, the methodical heel tactics, everything that Baron Corbin did, I thought came over really well. And we, in the end, didn't get to see him rock bottom himself because Austin Aries won. Then you go down to Nakamura, which I saw his entrance leak earlier in the day. Somebody posted it to YouTube and WWE copyrighted it right away. But that match was, I mean, his entrance alone. he had more charisma in his entrance when he came out and Nakamura was doing the Nakamura thing. I call it the Nakamura thing because it's just what I call charisma now. If I see somebody in the WWE like, hey, that guy's got Nakamura, they're going to be like, what the fuck? No, he's got charisma. That's what I call charisma from now on. I'm just going to call it Nakamura. So when it comes to Nakamura and Sami Zayn, both men delivered a 5-star match. This match was fucking phenomenal. You had the crowd chanting, this is awesome, fight forever, holy shit. I mean, the crowd was so hyped for it, and honestly, it was one of the best matches I've seen in the last 5 years. Maybe the last 10 years. Sami Zayn responding to strong style, and Sami Zayn doing his own, and with the kicks, the strong strikes where they just went back and forth for like a minute or two and just popped each other with the forearms. You can't beat it. You really can't. In the end, the match just... A loss doesn't hurt Sami Zayn. He's on the main roster. He's fighting for the Intercontinental Championship on Sunday. Nakamura gets a win, but unlike Austin Aries, they didn't put on a 5-star match because 2 5-star matches on the card would, and some people would be like, Baron Corbin could never have a 5-star match, but every match on the card had a purpose. The opening tag team match had a super amount of heel tactics where finally the good guys came over. You had Austin Aries, who took a beating in a slow, methodical match. You had Baron Corbin establish himself as a heel, and Austin Aries snuck out the victory. You had Shinsuke versus Sami Zayn, which is a knock him down, beat him out brawl. And in the end, Nakamura got the better of him, and they shook hands, and there was respect. Then you had Asuka versus Bayley, who I thought was a really good match. It wasn't as good, obviously, because some people don't really like the finish. It wasn't as good as, like, Sasha Banks versus Becky. It wasn't as good as Sasha Banks versus Bayley at NXT Respect. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be. They went out there, Asuka did her thing, Bayley did her thing, and in the end, she had her in the Asuka lock, and she basically passed out and the referee called it. Now, I don't know what happened to the referee going 1, 2, 3 but on the hand, but whatever. Doesn't matter. It was another match that fit a perfectly booked card. It wasn't a tap out, it was she passed out, so she lost the belt. So every match so far in the card has served its purpose. It's not like 3 roll-ups on one card, 3 this. Every match had its purpose. Every match had an entrance video. Every match had a story being told in those promo packages. The promo packages for NXT are simple. They're easy to follow. They're fucking amazing. That's something WWE doesn't have. Except for like maybe WrestleMania or some pay-per-views. They don't have clearly defined video packages. The better the video package, the better the story is going to be. And then in the very last match was Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor. Now, some people are going to be like, Tubby, fuck WWE, PG, and screw this for taking care of their talent. I'm going to be the first one to say it is perfectly fine that WWE cleans up the blood. 100%. I don't care what you say. You're like, fuck the PG era. A superstar's health now for me, knowing what all these guys are going through with injuries, is more important than everything. If them stopping to check on his eye and wiping the blood away keeps Samoa Joe wrestling for another 10 years or around in the WWE or stays healthy and happy, go for it, please. Stop putting your enjoyment over everybody else's. With that being said, though, the way that the WWE went about cleaning the blood was kind of the problem. You know, you had this guy that if you knew there was going to be blood, fucking have Samoa Joe wear a football towel and he just picks it up and wipes all the blood off himself like a badass. I mean, the crowd booed. Which, to be honest with you, the fact that there was blood and the fact that they were wiping off, I don't have a problem with that. I know some people they would like to see a wall of blood and they would like to see all this crazy shit. But it's perfectly fine that they wipe the blood off because Samoa Joe's pushing him, he's fighting back, and now that Samoa Joe's going to literally fucking destroy somebody come Monday Night Raw or NXT. He's just literally going to come out and just fuck you, and just destroy everybody. So it's going to be great. But when it comes to blood, you clean it up. You just have to do it in a way that it just doesn't stop it and every minute they're wiping shit away. But a talent's health has got to come first. That's just my personal opinion. Back in the day when guys were blading and they would do crazy shit, they had to get a pot. Nowadays, you don't really have to. Just the slightest little hint of blood kind of tells the story. And Samoa Joe's eye was pretty wicked. I mean, at first when I saw all the blood, and when I saw one of the close-up shots of his whole face right here just pitch red, you know, I bet when they came up and they tried to wipe off the blood, Samoa Joe's like, get off me, pussy, you never seen blood before? And, you know, then he does his thing. So, I'm perfectly fine with the way that they handled it and cleaned up the blood. WWE should kind of figure out a way to do it better. And I don't know what the right answer is. because you don't necessarily want to stop the match and kill the flow of it, because some people said that's what killed the match for him. But you need to figure out some way to clean up the blood, keep him safe, and not just kill the pace of a match. And last but not least, that I wanted to touch on that, because of the blood, because of the stoppages, something WWE could do, and this is an honest 100% suggestion. Triple H versus Roman Reigns. If Triple H or Roman wins, they're going to boo the fuck out of him. If WWE lets Roman and Triple H bleed. Now, I'm not advocating that every story or every match needs blood to tell a story, but you have the COO of the game, who is later on in the night or before is going to have Shane McMahon facing Undertaker to take away his control. If Triple H comes out and just literally beats the fuck out of him, and they try to come clean up the blood, and Triple H takes the medical trainer, who's a wrestler or whatever, and just throws him out of the way, and says, I'm the COO, damn it, I'll bleed if I want to. And the WWE, instead of booing with them trying to clean up blood, they let that blood flow. I don't care if it's a blood packet, but if they let that do that, that's an easy way that I saw from last night versus how the crowd reacted to them cleaning the blood off Samoa Joe versus how WWE in the main event could let that blood happen and to offset the boos of Roman winning. If Triple H and Roman are a bloodied mess and people are like, holy shit, they'll kind of take away from the fact that Roman's probably winning the title, and hopefully he's not. Who knows? But I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. What did you think of NXT TakeOver? Did you think it was as awesome as I was? What did you guys think of NXT TakeOver? Was it as awesome as I thought it was? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd appreciate a like on the video. Until next time, it's your boy Tubby Emu. I fly out to WrestleMania tomorrow. I will be at WrestleMania with Tony Pizza guys, CM Pulse, all those guys. I don't know where they're sitting, but I'll be with Pulse somewhere. So until next time, guys, if you're in Dallas, you can find me. Look for the fat guy. Until next time, we will see you all later.